You have no constitutional right to endanger the public and spread a disease, even if you disagree. You have no right not to be vaccinated. You have no right not to wear a mask. You have no right to open up your business.
Wait, can I stop you? No right not to be vaccinated? Meaning if they decide you have to be vaccinated, we have to be vaccinated?
Absolutely. And if you refuse to be vaccinated, the state has the power to literally take you to a doctor's office and plunge a needle into your arm. You have no constitutional right to endanger the public and spread a disease, even if you disagree. You have no right not to be vaccinated. You have no right not to wear a mask. You have no right to open up your business.
So after listening to Alan Dershowitz tell me about all the constitutional rights that I don't have yesterday, I decided to look into it because this dude's a killer lawyer, right? Like he's up there sounding pretty damn confident. So I looked into it and this is what I found. So what I ended up finding was a Supreme Court case, Jacobson versus Massachusetts. It's from 1905, and this Reverend Jacobson didn't want to be vaccinated. Massachusetts had mandated vaccinations for smallpox, and Jacobson didn't want it. They ended up throwing him in jail, and he fought it all the way to the Supreme Court. But at the end of the day, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of the state and holding that public health and safety is part of the state's policy power, and legislation was a valid exercise of the state's policy power and not an invasion of any constitutional right. And if you read into it more, basically what it says is that you do not have the constitutional right to not be vaccinated when it's a communicable disease. For vaccinations. In 1992 in New York, this family court ruled in favor of the state against the father and said he was medically neglecting her when he refused to vaccinate his 4-year-old child for measles that was going around. They actually cited religious reasons for not getting her vaccinated, and they sided still with the state, saying that because his church didn't specifically forbid vaccinations, it was not a valid excuse, and that he had to get his daughter vaccinated. Then there's Boone versus Bozeman, a 2002 case over hepatitis B vaccination. A mother said that there's no present epidemic, there's no reason to vaccinate her 4-year-old child for hepatitis B, and the court ruled against her in favor of the state, saying that hepatitis B had serious side effects and that her child would be at high risk when they were a young adult, and they very rarely got immunized as young adults. So neglecting the vaccination would be neglect of the child, and that baby had to get vaccinated. At the end of the day, it comes down to each state making their own rules in their own legislature. So everybody's worried about Trump forcing a vaccination. You need to be worried about your state forcing a vaccination, especially some of these states out here. I know you know who you are already. So definitely, be aware of that and be prepared to fight or take the vaccination, whatever you're going to do. But for those of you who plan on not getting vaccinated, just be aware that they do have every legal right to take you and plunge a needle into your arm, just like Alan Dershowitz said. I personally think that they know that that would start a fucking war, because there's people that are just not having it, So, but Trump only has so much power because it is not in the Constitution. So it is to each state to decide. So that's what it is, guys. I don't like it, but that's what I found. If you can